Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Earthspark Deluxe Class Optimus Prime. You can see him there in front of the box. We'll go ahead and put him off to the side real quick. And yes, the box here. Yeah, you can see a nice pose of Optimus Prime there, the Build-A-Figure and Transformers and Earthspark and plastic-free packaging and his name and all that stuff. Yeah, this is number 4, piece number 4. You got this weird, the Autobot ghost symbol. You have, of course, on the side, you have a bunch of the mainline characters in the show. Same characters up here as well. On this side, you have Mandroid, the Build-A-Figure. Missing at this point the other leg, and the torso. On the bottom, you have what's included and copyrights and stuff. And on the back, you have more copyrights and warnings, and of course, some product shots. And hey, look, the entire lineup of all the figures that were required for the Build-A-Figure. Well, you don't need Shockwave, but yeah, and Grimlock and Nightshade are the only ones left that are not released at this point. Although we've seen Grimlock, who apparently is a retooling of the Cyberverse figure. And yeah, this guy may be, it looks like he's partially retooled, although he actually has a lot of new parts too. So it's one of those weird things where he may not necessarily be a retool. He just has some shared parts. I don't know. Anyway, also you have the instructions, which are pretty helpful. There's one spot there's got to be a better way, but I can't figure it out. Anyway, Earthspark Optimus. Yes, pretty cool looking Optimus, honestly. Very different, also voiced by Alan Tudyk. So, yep. Anyway, yeah. You see there, he's got his good old, he's got his ears, which are kind of, his ears, but his antenna, which are very swept back looking. He's got which is an interesting look. He's got his blue eyes, this big old silver mouth plate, no mouth version here, thank goodness. He's got the Ghost Autobot symbol. He's got his, chest windows and the silver there, the truck grill and everything. Got the yellow on the right there, and also nice and pink and silver. You got gray here. You got this is like a weird bluish white here for the venting on the legs. And his feet, very blue. He's got his wheels back here. He is kind of there's a bit of hollowness back here. Also, it's hollow on his forearms to an absurd degree. He's also, you can see he's got a big old backpack because that's where the truck cab actually goes, because it has to go somewhere. There's the stuff. He also, accessory-wise, he comes with a major award. A leg. Yeah, I got the left leg of Mandroid, which, I don't think there's a lot of posability here. I think, does this even turn? No. Does this turn? Yeah, it turns. Oh, that's very stuck, but yeah. Mandroid's not going to be very posable, unfortunately. Just wish there was a knee or something, but yeah. That's one leg, more leg. Got his gun, which, mostly black, but very nice ice blue there in the back bit right there. And of course, he can hold that, no problem. And he also has a nice blue axe, dark blue with a light blue blade. And of course, you can hold that, no problem too. Well, that's a very shallow peg, so just watch it on that. So yeah, you can hold his accessories. The cool thing also in this mode, they don't tell you in this instructions, which is a little thing right here, which they can actually clip onto both accessories. On the axe here, you have this little clip piece, and that can just go, clip onto, if you don't drop it, clip onto that, like that. Say like that isn't clip on. Yeah, clip it on there like that. So you can actually, I guess, reach back and, if you want, get this. You can actually have, close that. Yeah, you can actually have them kind of almost reaching back and grabbing at the axe. So that's pretty cool. That's one thing. And the gun here actually can also store back here on the same clip. You can only one or the other, not both. But right here in the gun, you can see in this right there, there's a little clip point which lets you actually store the gun back here, one way or the other. That actually stores pretty decently. Almost, you can't quite reach with that one, but yeah, still. Weapon storage for one or the other, of course, as well as there's the peg holes right here on the leg. So if you really want to, if you don't mind sacrificing a bit of posability, you can store the gun back there too. It actually hides away pretty well. Only thing is you're pretty much sacrificing posability for that. But regardless, it's pretty neat that it's there. So there you go on that. Overall, a very nice looking sculpt. Very kind of got those heroic proportions going on. He's got a bit of a backpack, but I can forgive it considering it's a $20 deluxe. So there you go. Anyway, posability. His head gonna go left and right, and goes up and down. I believe it's a ball joint, so you technically have some wiggle, but kind of fights you a little. There's a weird thing going on. You can also use the platform it's on to collapse the head and just go. You can do that, I guess. Shoulders on ball joints. You got full 360. You got outward there. Also, because of the transformation, do have a smidge of backwards butterfly, although it's very clicky. You do have a bicep swivel right there. You have elbows, which go more than 90 degrees. Again, you also have the very hollow forearms. You have the ball jointed fists, though, so you got, you know, in and out. And you also got in and out, and you also have rotation, which is real nice, although they're a little hampered by this little panel right here. There is no waist swivel. Well, there is, but you can't use it when it's transformed. You have to like unclip a whole bunch of stuff, and then now you have a waist swivel. But yeah, the problem is when you use it, it's bringing this along, and can look, unless you kind of hide it. You can, if you pose it right, you can kind of hide all that back behind him, but yeah, it's going to be a bit of a complication, unfortunately. He also, because of the transformation, does have a kind of an ab crunch of sorts, so hooray! Though, again, look kind of hollow, but he does have one. An ab crunch, which is pretty neat. Hips, there's no hip skirt here, but his hips can go forward that far because of it, unless you go outward a bit too, then you can go way far. You got backwards, that far. Outwards, you only get that much, weirdly enough. Don't know why. You do have a thigh swivel. Knees can bend pretty far, actually. That's how far they go before they stop. The only reason they seem to stop is because the clip-on wheel thing right there gets in the way of the leg, and even then, pop the wheel out, you could probably get more. Down here at the feet, you do have ankle tilts. Not a whole lot, but enough. And you do have backwards, but not really forwards on the feet as well. So yeah, pretty decent posability, but the waist swivel is a weird one because it doesn't really, it's there, but it's not really for posability, it's for transformation, if anything, and winds up looking weird if you try to use it. But he has other things like ball jointed wrists and ab crunches. It's so odd. So yeah, really good looking toy with a decent, pretty good posability, just a weird flaw. Anyway, comparisons. Here he is with the Megatron. Just these two. These two should be actually kind of perfectly pretty close in scale, right? Yeah, those two should be pretty close. I think that's about right. Of course, you have Twitch here, which is very wrong because Twitch is not that big. Bring them, try to get them all in frame at once. Just why not? Got Bumblebee here, which again, yeah, out of scale. And Optimus' Wavemate Shockwave. So yeah, you can see scales all over the place when it comes to the Deluxe class because it's more about, Earthspark doesn't really concern itself with scale. Otherwise, Twitch would be like down here. So that's your comparison for there. Oh yeah, I forgot one other comparison, which is just because, the standard, I guess, Earthrise Optimus, which really sells, yeah, Deluxe, Voyager, Large Voyager too. Deluxe, Large Voyager, yeah. So there you go. So anyway, that's the robot mode. Very good looking, pretty posable. Yeah, couple good weapon accessories, and there you go. It's a good overall robot. So transformation. First thing you want to do is take the robot head, turn it around, and then just collapse it in like this on the panel, and just make sure to bring the head back as well when it's going down, so it looks like that. Take this panel, untab it from here, and then tab it into the front right there, like that. You can bring this down and get the arms up and out of the way, and rotate the waist around 180, and then bring this up in this tab right here. We'll go into this little slot right there, like so, like that. And you can use that if you want to actually, if you move parts, you can kind of give them a weird potbelly mode. Anyway, down here you want to take the waist here, unclip that, bring that back right there. Take the feet here and collapse them into the legs like so. Make sure those are straightened out. Just collapse them into the legs like that. Now, here what you want to do is take the gun here. Make sure it's sitting like this, and there's a peg hole right here, which you want to peg the gun in like so, like that. And this is actually integrated in the transformation, so that's nice. There's these weird little L-shaped tabs on the feet, which go into L-shaped holes on the gun, or not feet, on the legs, which help. And the problem is, right up until you get it all clicked into place, that the gun will have a tendency to want to pop out of the peg hole, but it will hold solidly once it's all locked in. But yeah, peg or tab the that leg into the gun like that, and then this leg you're gonna have to tab into the gun and bring it over top, because this is one of those keyed tabs. So you have, because they tab the legs together with that, you have to bring it over the top and peg it into the gun. So that's always a fun time when you have to do multiple operations like this. But yeah, get that all sitting like that, and the legs should be, you know, sitting crooked like so. Now here at the arms, what you want to do is take the fists and rotate those in like that. And then bend at the elbow. Right here, you want to bring these back. So bring these back right here and bring these around in like that. Bring that back in. And this right here, there's a tab here which will go into the slot on the leg. And this tab right here will go up underneath right here. And you want to do it in that order. And as it's much of a pain in the butt it is, that's the order you want to do it in, which means you're going to have to kind of squeeze past plastic and get that all squared away. And yeah, get that all till it's, you know, sitting smooth and correct like that. And then same thing on this side, bring this back, rotate that around, and then start tabbing that in. Tab it in. Like so, and bring that all in and make sure it's all sitting correctly. Yeah, there's going to be a gap right there, so don't worry about that. And yeah. It's pretty much the transformation, except for one little bit, which is cool, which is you can take the axe here, and there's a clip right here on the leg, which you can just take the axe and clip it on, and that stores away nicely. And there you go. There's Optimus in his truck mode. And yeah, it's a nice little stylized truck. Again, kind of like most of the series is very stylized. You can see he's got, you know, it's a bit of long nose truck, although it's a very stubby long nose truck. And again, there's a bit of a gap right here, but I don't mind it too much. He's got nice little smokestacks right there too. You get the gun helps, you know, kind of fill things in a bit, which is nice. You know, he's got a nice little detail right there. He's got a little silver piping there. He's got his blue headlights and, you know, bit of a gray and silver there mix. That's kind of a weird thing. I get some silver paint, but also some gray. I probably believe that's the unpaintable plastics. That's a bit of a problem. So then my question is, then why don't just leave this parts gray or paint these gray instead of silver? But whatever. Back end, there's no trailer hitch or anything. It's just clearly his legs, and his wheels are unpainted, but you got a bit of gray there. You got the black on windows and stuff, and the little wind vane, and the underside looks not too bad, and all that stuff. And he does roll pretty decently. And yeah, unfortunately, because of how he transforms things, there's no real like trailer you can hitch to this. There's at least none that exists at this point. There might be someone might be able to fabricate something that might clip on here or something, but as is, he can't really hitch up to any trailers. But it's a decent little truck. I do like how this looks, and it looks pretty close to the show, all things considered, considering the show is a very weird stylized take on Transformers. Yeah, real quick comparisons. Just, yeah, gonna try to get, again, a bunch of the Earthspark stuff in here at once. Hopefully I'll be able to, comes to the end, I'll get all 7 in the one shot, or some way that... Yeah, there's Megatron, and Bumblebee, and Twitch, who is leaning to one side for some reason. Ah, there we go. And Shockwave. Yep, you can see again, considering everything, scale is irrelevant here, but hey, people are going to want to see these comparisons. Particularly, you see Megatron and Optimus's scale is kind of weird, and Bumblebee's kind of too big, and so on and so forth. Yeah, you just see that scale does not matter here. And also, real quick, here he is again with Rise, Optimus, Earthspark and Earthrise. Again, pretty significant size difference, but again, Deluxe, Voyager, again, large Voyager. So there you go. And that. So, you know what? This Optimus, pretty decent little toy, honestly. He's got a... I like the robot mode. I like the alt mode. The transformation in between is pretty great. The only thing I complain about on the transformation side of things is the arm panels are a little difficult to get all tabbed in correctly without a bit of a struggle. He's got some cool weapons which can also store away pretty nicely in both modes. He's just pretty solid little toy in general. For an Earthspark Deluxe, yeah, I would say he's actually among my favorite. Him and Twitch are definitely, I think, so far the stands out of the line. So, yeah, he may have some shared parts and or engineering with the Cyberverse version, but it changed enough that it's functionally might be a new toy. I never got the Cyberverse version, but yeah, And there you go. And again, of course, if you're going to be doing the Build-A-Figure thing, you kind of have to get him because he has a necessary part. So there you go. This is one of the ones I definitely recommend. Of him and Twitch are definitely the highlights of each wave. And the final wave, we'll see who the highlights there are. So there you go. I suggest picking this one up. So that's it for this. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitter at Nemesis Prime 1. Check out my co-host, co-host.org/Nemesis-Prime. Check out my Coffee and my Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.